Level 1. The applicant. You sit in a plain government building that smells faintly like printer ink and old carpet. Fluorescent lights hum above you. Across the table, a recruiter studies your file without smiling. Your heart beats faster than you want it to. They flip a page. Your background, your school, your work history. Every detail of your life is under a microscope. You thought applying would be simple. It isn't. You are told the truth immediately. Most people fail. The process takes months, sometimes more than a year. Polygraphs, psychological exams, medical tests, background checks that dig through every friendship you've ever had. Your phone records, your finances, your social media. Nothing hides. Because one weak link can destroy everything. Outside the building, people walk past without noticing. They have no idea a future protector might be sitting in that room, or that the first lesson of this career is simple. Trust must be absolute, and you haven't even been accepted yet. But the real pressure begins when the investigation starts. Level 2. The candidate. Weeks turn into months. Your life becomes a waiting game, but it isn't quiet. Investigators start calling people from your past. Old teachers, neighbors, former co-workers. Your childhood suddenly matters. Every mistake, every story. Agents visit your parents' house. They knock on doors down your street. Have you ever seen him lose his temper? Would you trust him with your life? You imagine those conversations happening without you. It feels strange, like your life is being audited. Then comes the polygraph. A quiet room, a machine, a chair that suddenly feels uncomfortable. The examiner watches you closely. Wires attached to your chest, your fingers, your arm. Your breathing becomes the loudest sound in the room. The questions begin slowly. Have you ever committed a serious crime? Have you ever lied on this application? Have you ever betrayed someone's trust? The machine listens to your heartbeat. Every pause matters. Every word counts. You walk out unsure how it went. Days pass. Then, one morning, the email arrives. You're accepted into training, but the message ends with a warning. Training eliminates people every year. Your journey is only beginning, and the next level will push your body harder than you expect. Level 3. The trainee. Dawn breaks over a federal training center. Cold air cuts through your lungs as you run. Boots pound pavement. Your instructors say almost nothing. They just watch. You train beside other recruits, former military, police officers, athletes. Everyone here was the best somewhere else. Now everyone is equal again. You learn firearms. The first time you hold the service pistol, the weight surprises you. This isn't a movie prop. It's responsibility. The range explodes with sound. Gunshots echo through concrete walls. Your hands shake slightly after the first drill, not from fear, from adrenaline. Then comes defensive driving. A black SUV spins across wet pavement. You slam the brakes, turn the wheel, accelerate hard. Instructors shout corrections. Faster, again. You repeat the maneuver until it feels like instinct. Then comes protection drills. Role players act as attackers. The protectee moves through crowds. Your job is simple. Shield them. Your body becomes the barrier. Every mistake is replayed. Every hesitation exposed. Days blur together. Physical exhaustion becomes normal. But the hardest part isn't physical. It's psychological, because instructors constantly remind you of one reality. If you fail in the real world, someone dies. And at the end of training, many recruits quietly disappear. One morning, their desk is empty. No explanation, just gone. Because this job doesn't accept almost ready, only perfect. And perfection is tested the moment you earn your badge. Level 4. The new agent. The badge is heavier than expected. Gold catches the light when they hand it to you. United States Secret Service. For a moment, pride hits you. Then, responsibility crushes it. You're assigned to fieldwork first. Not the president, not yet. Instead, investigations, financial crimes, cyber fraud. Most people think the Secret Service only guards presidents. But protecting the financial system is part of the mission. You follow money trails, counterfeit bills, online scams, international fraud networks. The criminals rarely look like criminals. They look normal. That's what makes them dangerous. You learn patience, weeks of quiet investigation. Then, suddenly, everything moves. Early morning warrants, teams entering buildings, handcuffs clicking shut. You realize something important. Protection isn't only about bullets. Sometimes, it's about stopping threats before they ever reach the president. But eventually, Every agent faces the assignment they imagined from the beginning. Protection detail, and that level changes everything. Level 5, the protective agent. Air Force One waits on the runway. Massive, silent, powerful. You stand near the staircase. The president will arrive in minutes. Your eyes scan constantly. Crowds, vehicles, windows. Your brain processes hundreds of details every second. Most people see a ceremony. You see risk. A backpack that sits too long. A person moving against the flow of the crowd. A car parked where it shouldn't be. The motorcade begins moving. Black SUVs glide through traffic. Sirens echo across the city. Inside your vehicle, radios crackle with coded messages. Every turn has been planned. Every stop rehearsed. But chaos always finds a way. Crowds surge forward. Phones rise into the air. People cheering. Some pushing. You position yourself beside the president. Your body instinctively stays between him and the public. You smile slightly, but inside, your mind is calculating threats constantly, every second. Then, a loud noise erupts nearby. A sudden bang. Your body reacts before your mind finishes processing. You shift position instantly. Hand near your weapon. Eyes searching. Heart racing. It turns out to be a dropped metal barrier. Harmless. But the lesson is clear. The next sound might not be harmless, and one day that moment will arrive. Level 6. The senior agent. Years pass. Experience sharpens your instincts. You notice things younger agents miss. A shift in body language. A car that circles the block twice. You begin mentoring newer agents. They watch how you move, how you scan crowds, how you remain calm under pressure. One evening during a campaign rally, something feels wrong. Not obvious, just wrong. A man in the crowd keeps adjusting something under his jacket. Your instincts spike. You signal quietly to another agent. They move closer. The man suddenly pushes forward. Your team reacts instantly. Hands grab him. Crowd gasps. Agents move the president away within seconds. Later, investigators find a weapon. News reports barely mention the incident. Most people never hear about it because the best Secret Service work is invisible. But moments like that remind you of the truth. Every event could become history, and one mistake could rewrite it forever. Still, the higher you rise, the heavier the responsibility becomes. Because now you're not just protecting, you're leading. Level 7. The shift leader. You arrive hours before the event. Your team gathers in a briefing room. Maps cover the walls. Every entrance highlighted. Every rooftop marked. You assign positions. Counter snipers, motorcade drivers, perimeter security, communication channels. Every detail must align perfectly. Because when the president steps into public view, your plan becomes reality. Agents trust your decisions. If something goes wrong, you're the one who must adapt instantly. During a state visit overseas, the environment feels unfamiliar. Different buildings, different security teams, different risks. You walk the route personally, checking stairwells, looking at rooftops, studying shadows. You imagine threats from every direction, because planning for danger means thinking like the attacker. The motorcade begins. Crowds chant along the street. Flags wave. Everything seems normal. Then, your radio crackles. An unidentified drone detected nearby. Your mind races. Drones change everything. Small, fast, hard to track. You immediately adjust the route. Motorcade accelerates. Air support moves in. Minutes later, the drone disappears. No one in the crowd realizes how close the situation came to disaster. But you do, and that knowledge never leaves you. Because leadership in this job means living with constant possibility. The possibility that the next threat will be real. Level 8. The supervisor. Your days are different now. Less running, more decisions. You oversee multiple teams, dozens of agents, complex operations, protection for world leaders, major events, national crises. The pressure multiplies. You sit in command centers filled with live feeds, cameras from rooftops, security sensors, communications from agents in the field. Your role is strategic. You anticipate threats before anyone else sees them. During a major international summit, intelligence reports arrive. A possible coordinated attack. No confirmation, just fragments. But fragments are enough. You increase security levels, reposition teams, bring in additional counter-sniper units. The event continues without incident. Most people believe the day was perfectly safe. They never see the tension behind the scenes. Because success in this world means nothing happens. And when nothing happens, nobody knows why. But the highest level of the Secret Service carries a different weight entirely. Because now you're responsible for protecting history itself. Level 9. The Director's World. You walk through headquarters late at night. The building is quiet, but the screens are still glowing. Threat reports arrive constantly. Domestic risks, international threats, cyber attacks, political instability. Every major event in the country touches your desk. Presidential campaigns, inaugurations, global summits, millions of people watching, thousands of agents working behind the scenes. You think about every level of the journey. The nervous applicant, the exhausted trainee, the rookie agent scanning crowds, the veteran protecting a leader in chaos. Every one of them part of a single mission. Protect the continuity of government. Protect democracy itself. You understand something now. Protection is not just about a person. It's about stability. If the president falls, the consequences ripple across the world. Markets crash. Allies panic. Enemies calculate. So, the Secret Service stands quietly between order and chaos. Most people will never notice. They'll see a motorcade pass by. They'll see agents in suits with sunglasses, but they won't see the thousands of decisions happening every minute. They won't feel the tension of a crowd suddenly shifting. They won't hear the radio chatter inside the vehicles. They won't know how many threats were stopped before they even formed. Because the greatest success of the Secret Service is invisibility. You realize something strange as you look back on the journey. At every level, you expected the job to feel heroic. But the reality feels different. It feels quiet, focused, relentless. You sacrifice normal life. Holidays missed. Sleep interrupted. Family dinners cut short by emergency travel. All for a mission that rarely receives applause. Yet every morning, the system still functions. The government still stands. The president still walks into public view. And the country continues moving forward. Because somewhere in the crowd, somewhere on a rooftop, somewhere inside a moving black SUV, you are watching, always watching. And if the worst day ever comes, you already know exactly what you would do.